heed of the words of the President again in his State of the Nation address when he said, "If we work together and act boldly and decisively, leaving no one behind, we will be able to resolve our challenges." Ours is to ensure that our people are provided with decent housing, living in communities where they can timelessly access services freely, and so on. Now, Madam Speaker, you'll agree with me that the Northwest is predominantly rural. Therefore, it goes without saying that you will have mud houses in the province. In the last financial year, we had set aside a budget of 72,353,000 to eradicate 520 mud houses. And I must indicate in this house that we have exceeded our target by spending 109 million with a completion of 780 houses to date, which is quite an achievement. In our further quest to ensure the realization of the Freedom Charter, which says that there shall be houses, security, and comfort, the department has planned to eradicate an additional number of 923 mud houses at a budget of 130
Honorable
million.
Malloy, may you please hold on? There's a hand. Honorable Sonakile.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, I'm a bit confused, and I would want you to advise on the procedure that must be followed. I'm under the belief that we are debating two budget votes. Mr. Malloy is debating, presenting budget vote 9 and budget vote 14, which is human settlements. And I'm seeing that we are only having one speaker's list, which has combined the two. So can you kindly advise on how are we going to be dealing with that matter, considering that I can hear that he's already on human settlements, while we have not even adopted the first one after he had read the amounts that are there. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sonakile. Honorable members, we debate this department every financial year. We have one speaker's list every financial year. We never had two speakers' lists, and we'll proceed in that manner. What I said previously, as per the request of the late Honorable Kekakilwe, must make sure that we are considerate in terms of time when members are debating. So we are proceeding in the same manner in which we have been doing all these years. We have one department, we have one portfolio committee. Proceeding, Tate Malloy.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Sonakile.
Speaker, I think you are still not addressing my issue. In your response, you are telling us about the consideration that you requested that must be made, but it is not finding expression anywhere. And I believe that the speaker, in responding, she's been very emotional. The issue still remains. With this one speaker's list, it does not address the two budgets. We must not do a disservice to the people of this province, whereby we'll just come and squeeze in minutes of one debate squeezed together for two budget votes. There's a reason why it's a vote on its own, and it must be deliberated upon and voted for accordingly. And that process has not happened. So please, the speaker must not just dismiss me like that. She must speak to what I have raised.
Honorable members, we are going to proceed with one speaker's list as a norm every financial year. That is my ruling. Proceed, Honorable Malloy.
Honorable Speaker, we need to eradicate asbestos roofs in the province. And we have been talking about this matter for forever, and we now need to intervene, and we must intervene decisively. For this purpose, we have set aside 10 million for assessment to determine the extent of affected beneficiaries in order to deal decisively with this matter in this financial year. Engagement with local municipalities was undertaken on the 26th of May for them to indicate which areas still have asbestos roofs. We are also engaging NHBRC to conduct an assessment and quantification and replacement of asbestos by the end of July 2023. We hope that they would have completed this assessment by July in order for us to intervene decisively. Our biggest problem in the province, Madam Speaker, is blocked projects.
And
We-
if you are
we
going
have
to
seven-
ignore me,
six-
Speaker, I'm going to speak without being recognized
Hold on,
because my
Honorable
hand has
Phil-
been up.
Honorable Maloyi,
You
Honorable
always like
Theologo.
to create the house to degenerate
Honorable-
unnecessarily.
Order, Honorable
My hand has been up, you are staring at me, you are not
Order,
pointing
Honorable,
at me.
I've responded, I've
Actually,
made
your
my
members
ruling.
are coming from the side telling me to
I've-
stop,
Order,
as if they
Honorable
are
Sonaikile,
speakers.
please.
Please respect me, Speaker,
Honorable
so
Sonaikile,
that
you
I
have
can
made your
respect you
point.
as well.
You have made your point.
Yeah,
I've
but my
made
hand has been
ruling.
up, you are just staring at me, so
You
it's
are
like
just
I'm
saying
crazy
one
or
thing and I've
something.
responded to your issue. Honorable Theologo. Honorable Theologo, proceed.
Actually, I think the murmurs in the House is correct on two things, Speaker. When there's a point of order raised, the member on the floor must sit down. That is part of the rules. That's why there should be a chair. The second issue is that even though you made this ruling in last year that this portfolio and this department will be debated in one debate, that we understand. But it is not reflecting in the minutes that is provided to us in time to debate properly in two budget votes into one. All we wanted to get clarity on, Speaker, as the Democratic Alliance, is how will you mitigate the process that there is not adequate time for us as opposition parties to debate on these two very, very important matters. Just go speak to people living in Deelpan. They'll tell you they want to hear us speak. Thank you.
Order, honorable members, order. Honorable members, I'm going to respond to this matter for the last time. My ruling still stands. In terms of the rules, if you are not happy with my ruling, you'll write to the Speaker, to the Rules Committee. We are debating, you are out of order, Honorable Bukhatsu. You are out of order, please. We are debating this department every financial year. Nothing has changed. The procedure is the same. The only thing that members raised before was the issue of time, because the department is too big. And as the presiding officer, we have always said we'll always be considerate in terms of time. So you cannot come up and raise that thing now. This department is not 2 votes only in 2023. It has always been like that. That is my ruling, honorable members. Honorable Bukhatsu. Honorable Bukhatsu, please, you must always understand that when a member has raised an issue, you must allow that member to be responded to. Don't howl at me, please.
Yes, Speaker, I was trying to correct one thing. I'm raising on Rule 55, which states that when you are speaking or you are addressing the House, the member who's supposed to speak must sit down. So he must do so, please.
Thank you very much.
Only now, only now.
Thank you
He's
very
sitting
much.
down
honorable
only now
members.
because we are raising that. So he must
Order.
do that.
Honorable members, I've made my ruling on the first one. On the second one of sitting down, if a member is as energetic as Honorable Mutsumi, Honorable Sonaikile, and they feel that they want to stand, sometimes the condition, they don't want to sit down, let it be sometimes a question. Honorable members,
Speaker, you are misleading the House. The rules
Honorable
doesn't say
members,
that. You
Honorable
are
Bukhatsu.
misleading the House.
Honorable Bukhatsu, please. Sometimes when members are raising order, it's just for a second. A member must sit down for a second and come back. I've responded to all that. Honorable Maloyi, Uduzi Mofati, honorable members. Let's proceed. There was a hand on my left, on my right, Honorable Mukhosi.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Can I be protected?
It's only the Speaker who can instruct me to do so.
Proceed, Honorable Mukhosi.
No,
Order, honorable members, order.
Honorable Speaker, I must confirm that The matter that has been raised of the 2 votes and 2 lists of speakers and so on was later last night discussed by the whips. And we have agreed that the normal procedure that has been followed, which was used last year, should be followed. That today we'll have a speech by the MEC. Once he's done, we debate and the list will be only one. I think then you are in order. We have agreed yesterday. So I think we must proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Whip. The whips have also discussed this matter the normal route. Honorable Sonakile and Honorable Theologo, I've given you enough opportunity and I've made my ruling on this matter. But I've made my ruling. Is it on the separate matter? Is it on the separate matter, Honorable Theologo? Let's hear that small part.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I'm not disputing your ruling. I'm not disputing the fact that the Chief Whip of the House has indicated that there was discussion late last night. My question is, why is it not reflecting the additional time like we got last year on today's speakers list? I just want you to also rule that we are doing it exactly the same as we did last year, which means we must get increased
Thank you very
time
much,
to debate.
Honorable
Thank you.
Theologo. Now you are in order.
Yes,
For the
that's
first
what
time
I
you're in
tried to
order.
raise, Speaker.
Don't worry about that. The presiding officer, I've responded to that, will use his or her discretion based on the flow of the engagements by members in this House. Members will be given enough time, be rest assured. You'll be given enough time. And unfortunately, when we started, in fact, we were out of order from the beginning. When we started the sitting, I've addressed all that. I've briefed all the members.
Try get here.
That's what we did. Order, honorable members, order. Honorable
Say kind
Sonakile.
of people.
Honorable Savakile. Honorable Sonakile. Honorable Sonakile, order, please. Order. Honorable Mohono, please. Order, Honorable Sonakile. Honorable Sonakile. Order, honorable members. Honorable members, 2 wrongs does not make it correct. Please. 2 members does not. ANC, order, please. Ntate Madoda Sambata, order. Honorable Theologo, order. Honorable members, don't disrespect this House.
Honorable Speaker.
Can I plead with you, Honorable Chief Whip of the ANC, call your members to order because they are out of order.
I've been asking to do that. ANC MPLs, can I request you to be in order? Please allow the Speaker to run the session.
Thank you very much, honorable members. When you started to speak, Honorable Sonakile, I did not want to say we have dealt with that matter at the beginning because I understood that some members might be late because of the strike and all those, some roads are closed. But we addressed all that from the beginning. Before I proceeded with the House sitting, that's where I started, honorable members, and unfortunately you were not there. Proceed, Honorable Maloi.
Now, what I was saying, Honorable Speaker, is that the biggest challenge that we have in the province is blocked projects. We have 76 blocked projects, which comprise of 8,746 units. Now, the department is in the process of procurement of geotechnical and dolomite assessment on the projects that are within the 10-year time frame. And we have budgeted 52 million for this purpose in order for us to start dealing with this situation. I would like to inform the Honorable House that my department will be including a number of block projects into current active units in order for us to ensure that before December this year, most of these projects are attended to. We are currently going on a procurement for the projects that could not be accommodated in active projects. And I've said to the department that we must speed up this process because I want this thing of blocked projects to be history in the Northwest province. We are delighted that we have just concluded a 2-day provincial human settlement summit with a high note. The sole purpose was to attract investors and explore alternative building technology to fast-track housing delivery in this province. And I must indicate, Honorable Speaker, that the technology that we are using currently, which is your brick and mortar, is taking forever. We take years and years to complete just few housing units and so on. With alternative technology, we'll be able to conclude thousands or complete thousands and thousands of these units within a record time. During the summit, Madam Speaker, the department concluded MOUs with 6 alternative building technology companies who are going to invest about 95,000 housing units on various typologies over the next 5 years. For an example, Ready Kit and ERA committed to provide training to 20 young people and women-owned companies on alternative building technology, including solar energy installations. And we are happy that they are going to do this thing and we are going to start as quickly as possible. In addition, they had also made an undertaking to build a permanent training center in the Northwest for this purpose. We are in discussion and we have already spoken to trade representatives from different countries, Russia, Brazil, India, China, and the women in BRICS, because this year we are hosting BRICS. We have also spoken to the women in BRICS, and they've committed to provide training and capacity building to women and young people in construction. Furthermore, in that exercise, of course, some of the companies have volunteered to donate a number of houses to families that are in need. So we'll be going, you'll remember that in Ratlo, we were told that there is a family of 21 which is staying in a very small house and so on. So we have this donation, so we'll be going to Ratlo. By the way, from the 1st of June, the MEC for Cooperative Governance will no longer be in Mafikeng, but he will be in the province. We are going to this projects physically to go and see. We are going to interact with communities. We will not depend on reports that are sent by officials. We are going to verify for ourselves that work is done and work is done on the ground. Above all, Honorable Speaker, the department is working with a Canadian company with an intention of developing a green village in Dr. Ruth Sekgomotsi Mompati. The green village will be designed in such a way that it has agricultural activities, industries, all social and economic amenities, and will be off-grid with its own sanitation facilities. And this company, they've started a similar project in the Free State. I've said they must come to the Northwest. They are coming to the Northwest, and we are going there in Kagisano Molopo. Madam Speaker, we are also in a process of signing an agreement with NHFC for the implementation of extended people's housing process in Motsweding village in Ramotshere Muilwa, which will assist us yielding 180 units over the 2 financial years. On our members, in the previous financial year, we promised the people of the Northwest that we are going to build 4,879 houses across the province, of which 3,918 units were completed. It means we did not reach our target, which is something that is unacceptable. We must reach our targets all the time or we must exceed. For 2023-2024 financial year, we are planning to build 5,409 units at a cost of 780 million. Madam Speaker, we had planned to install internal services before we can even begin with foundations or putting top structures, because this problem we must attend to it. If you go to Delareyville today, or if you go to Wegrond just around the corner and so on, We have erected structures and so on, but there is a problem of internal services. There's a problem of bulk and so on. And in line with what the Premier have said, we are no longer going to do that thing. We'll start first with bulk, internal services. Once we have all those, we can then erect structures. Because we can't put people into houses that do not have ablution facilities. You will all agree with me that sanitation is dignity. For the previous financial year, we had planned to install services in 6,334 sites across the province, and we have exceeded this target by 7,245, which is a total expenditure of 883 million. And for this financial year, we will continue servicing sites. Our plans is to install 7,264 service sites in the entire province. Madam Speaker, the provincial government will collaborate with the private sector, particularly Sibanye Steelworks, the National Department of Human Settlement, Rustenburg Local Municipality, Madibeng, and Housing Development Agency to launch a housing project in Marikana Extension 13 in this financial year, targeting 3,400 beneficiaries. Our target for housing in mining towns was 1,418 units on a budget of 627 million. We have made significant progress in this area, completing 1,037 houses to date, with an expenditure of 382 million. For this financial year, we intend to build 1,476 units in mining communities to further improve the lives of our people. We further urge our municipalities to ensure that people comply with the bylaws, to ensure that the land is not invaded illegally. And this will assist us to deal with this ever-continuous mushrooming of informal settlements. We have planned to deliver 97 military veterans houses for 2022-2027 financial year. However, the challenge was as a result of delayed approval on the amendments of the new proposed house specifications that most military veterans wanted. Due to financial constraint, MINMEC resolved that the current design and specification be implemented for now. And as a province, we'll be meeting with military veterans. Those who accept the current design, we are going to start building. Those who want a different design and so on, will have to wait for the Minister of Human Settlement and the Minister of Military Veterans to conclude the discussions around that area. Madam Speaker, we have two catalytic projects. One is in Matlosana, which is the N12 West and Bokamoso in Rustenburg. And these projects are public-private partnership. The Matlosana project was valued at 8.3 billion at inception. It is critically important for me to inform the House that the project is also government-led, contributing 87.1% and private equity of 12.9%, which as of today has delivered 6,641 sites and bulk water, bulk outflow sewer, bulk storm water, primary access road, and bulk water, storm water for 1 billion. And I must indicate that tomorrow afternoon, we are meeting with the minister in order to finalize challenges that we are facing with this project, because we don't want another Marang in Matlosana. The Rustenburg Platinum Mine donated land to the value of 30 million and contributed 130 million for a water waste treatment plant. Thus far, the department has spent 320 million and has constructed 1,000 housing units and 4,000 sites. The project is continuing smoothly without challenges. And we are happy that construction of housing units is underway with 500 units at different milestones as we speak. HDA is also going to assist with skills development to ensure that our young people become part of whatever we do in the province. Social housing. The social housing program is implemented through the Social Housing Regulatory Authority, commonly known as SHRA, in this province and in the country as a whole. The current approved projects include the Gabonewe Social Housing Project, which is under construction in Leerdach, which is going to deliver 801 social housing units. Another project which has been approved and implemented is Bokoni in Tlhabane West, and we are expecting it to yield 700 units. And the province has a number of other social housing projects, which has been supported and are currently undergoing approval processes at SHRA. Once approval is done, the following projects located in JB Max local municipality will yield quite a number of housing units which will assist our people in that area. We are anticipating that it will yield about 600 units in Middle Park and 1,200 units in Dasirand. 3 projects in Mahikeng, which are Morena Manor, meant to yield 966 units, Mahikeng Extension 39, meant to yield 620 units, and Mahonari Heights, meant to yield 300 units. The projects will be implemented by various social housing institutions through funding, which will be done through SHRA in collaboration with the province. So we are moving in this area. Now, the elephant in the room, Madam Speaker, is the housing space in Marang Social Housing Project, which is here in Mahikeng, which is now becoming a white elephant. And I must indicate, Madam Speaker, that this matter has been handed to law enforcement agencies, and law enforcement agencies have done their work. The matter is before court next week on the 6th, and I will appeal to honorable members to go to court to go and understand what happened today. Hopefully others will apologize because certain statements were made previously. Now, we have agreed with the Chief Executive Officer of SHRA that once judgment is handed over by a court of law on this project, SHRA will then move with speed in ensuring that we complete that project, because we can't have a white elephant. So that project is going to be completed. What is just the blockage for now is this legal process, which we hope that by next week it would have been completed. Because I'm a nice man and so on, those who have been making allegations, once they know what happened and so on, when they apologize, I will accept the apology. Community residential units. The department has to date constructed 6 CRU projects within the province. That is in Buitiko, Marikana, Moses Kotani, Mahikeng, Matlosana, JB Max. And out of the 6, 3 has been handed over, and the others must still be handed over and so on. And there are serious challenges in this area, which we are of course attending to. Now, illegal occupation of land and sale of PNGs. Now, this thing is a problem. We give a person an RDP house, which we now call a PNG. After some time, the beneficiaries sell that property. And what we have identified, it is because our people do not value the property. They don't see it as an important asset to them, or as an asset which must be used by generations to come and so on. We have then decided, having interacted with different companies that are in the field of alternative building technology, that we must build a different type of a house in the Northwest Province, which our people will be able to value, and they will be able to say, once I'm dead, I want my kids, my children to occupy this house. You will see that house. We are going to put on a show house for members to see, state of the art, most beautiful, and it is even more beautiful than what I'm staying, than the house that I'm using currently. Here, I'm in the government house, Comrade Premier. Now, our collaboration with the University of the Northwest shall continue. Northwest University is one of the biggest universities in the country, one of the best universities, and it is in this province. And we think that as a department and as government, we are not using that university to our advantage. And that is why in both the departments, we are working with the university to ensure that the university get into this space and so on. So we are going to undertake a study in collaboration with the university, the Center for Environmental Management, in the form of post-doctorate study, with an approximate budget of 200,000 rand over the next 3 years. So the university is on board. We are happy that on a daily basis we are talking to the Vice Chancellor. They are providing advice on things that we need to do to improve the lives of our people. The other problem that we have in the Northwest is with title deeds. Honourable Speaker, during the last financial year, 6,578 title deeds were registered. out of a target of 10,202. In order to ensure that in this current financial year, the target is achieved, we have now appointed 25 conveyancers who are going to focus strictly on this project in this financial year, because we want our people to have their title deeds. And as a result, we have set aside a total budget of 25 million for the registration of 15,210 title deeds, including beneficiary verification. The upgrading of informal settlements, HDA has been assigned by the National Department of Human Settlement a responsibility to provide informal settlement upgrading support. It has further been assigned to undertake a rapid assessment and categorization of informal settlement within the city of Matlosana, and they are busy with that exercise. We expect a report very soon. To this extent, the following settlements have received support in 2022-23 financial year, and they are Joburg Extension 34, 19, Kadana Extension 16 and 5, Sloja, Sunnyside, Waterfall, Zanpan, Instelfontein, Mpebatu, and Tunishata. It should be Tunishata. I don't know why are they giving our area such names. Installation of services for informal settlement upgrades will continue in 2023-24 financial year. Like I said earlier on, and it will be implemented in the areas that I spoke about: Rustenburg, Madibeng, Makwasi Hills, Greater Tau, Mamusa, Naledi, Ramotshere, Muilwa, and Itsobotla. And the bulk services will be implemented in Sunway Village in Madibeng and Marikana, Roykopi in the Rustenburg to the tune of 133 million. We have a serious problem with contractors who are not performing, who are abandoning sites, and so on, and we need to get into this space. I must indicate, Madam Speaker, that most of the projects that we spoke about, your blocked projects, your abandoned projects, your incomplete projects, and so on, is as a result of these contractors who are not performing as expected. We have now decided that contractors who are not performing and so on will be terminated, and we have already terminated some. We have said others will give them a warning for them to tell us why they should not be terminated. Once they improve, we'll monitor them. If they don't improve, they will also be terminated. Others will scale them down. Those who have built a certain or erected certain foundations and so on without putting up top structures and so on, we are going to stop them. That you are no longer proceeding. Go and complete, and so on. So this is what we are doing. We are also changing their approach from now on, because a lot of money is invested on foundations. That is why a lot of contractors, they just put a lot of foundations, then from there they disappear and so on. We are changing that strategy. A lot of money is now going to be put on completion, no longer foundation. But second, we are going to monitor 5 projects per contractor. And in each and every 5 projects, we want completion. If in 5 units, you don't have 3 houses complete and so on, you will not proceed with others, and so on. So it will be 5-5. We monitor 5 by 5, and so on. So this thing of an incomplete project is going to be history in this province. Madam Speaker, as of the 24th of February 2023, FLISP is now known as First Home Finance. The main purpose of this program is to give property owners an opportunity and government to work together and ensure that they have their homes that they can live into and so on. And I must indicate in this area as well, we are talking to a company from Netherlands. Yesterday we went to Lanseria to go and see what is it that they've done in Lanseria and so on. And we are quite happy with what they are putting in Lanseria. So we want to pilot that project as well in Madibeng and so on. And if our people are happy and so on, we'll roll it over to other areas in the province. And what is nice about it is that despite the fact that it's finance, it's bond related and so on and so forth, but the owner of the company said to us, it will depend on how much a person is earning. If you earn 10,000, you won't be expected to pay 15,000. You'll pay 10% of the 10,000 and so on. So those are the other things that we are exploring. And we think that the Netherlands company will be able to assist. We'll also be talking to their government, because their government is also willing to pump in resources into the Northwest in order for us to deal once and for all with challenges of housing in the Northwest province. Procurement of land parcels. The department utilized 13 million to acquire land parcels in the following areas: Rustenburg, portion 61, Moretele, Madibeng, in Majakaneng, and Joberton in Matlosana, for that amount which is written there. For this financial year, the department commits to acquire land parcels in the following areas at a cost of 122 million. Firstly, Madibeng, Okasi, Klepgat, and Majakaneng, in Mamusa, Chlodina, Swaz Reneke, and Avonstier, in Ditsobotla, Ritflay, in Rustenburg, Marikana, Roykopis, and Boshoek, in Makwasi Max. What we are doing there, we are in negotiations with the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Public Works to transfer land to the municipality, because bulk of the land is owned by yourself, Honorable Molapisi, and Luena Sibonda Sammasoni. Madam Speaker, the current act of the Northwest Housing Cooperation and so on require that we must change it. It's an old act. It does not talk to current challenges. It does not talk to what we expect of this cooperation. They've already drafted a very long bill, which I've said they will need to summarize it and not just indicate a lot of things and so on. But they are working with the state law advisors to ensure that we have this bill, which must come to this House as quickly as possible in order for us to align